let's talk about the miracle in the room. What? Yes, let's talk about consciousness and how it feels right now, and that it's so much more benevolent. It is so much more big and juicy. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Now, it totally is cosmic because it all works together, right? We are the stars, we are the universe, we are human, we are an earth. It is all very connected. And if I were going to say, what is it in the sky that's really bringing this down? It's a couple things. One is the Aries, Neptune, and Saturn at 1 degree with Uranus in Gemini at 1 degree, that sextile and trine, bringing a new way of thinking, changing our mind. That Uranus in Gemini is a big deal. But with Pisces gone out of Neptune, now the God code's like, okay, I've taught you all I can about, the deep feelings, the massiveness of God. And now, humans, I need you to take some action. I need you to start doing things. And that's what that Aries Neptune is saying. And then Saturn's like, and we need to have some parameters. We need to have some rules. We need to make some structure around the greatness of your consciousness so that it actually helps you to have a happy life. Happiness, joy, bliss are not like, oh, I hope I get some of that sprinkled in it. No, that's the main freaking dish. Truly, it is the main dish. I'm not saying that bad things don't happen in my life. Yes, they do. But my focus has changed. How much do I need to focus to heal that, change that, move that along? Then that's how much I give it, right? We went through such a period of time from the 70s all the way almost to the 2000s, and where our consciousness was very material. And so materialism is heavy. And materialism doesn't work all the time. It isn't like your soul. Your soul will always rebound. Your soul will always succeed. But material stuff gets old, it breaks, it devalues. It's never not going to be that way. And our consciousness is not like that. Our consciousness only gets bigger, brighter, and juicier. And where we put our attention directs this beauty, this consciousness. And so one of the things that the Holy Family of Light, that's my guides, the ones with no names that talk to me, y'all have your own. And the reason they are so chatty right now is we are at a very beneficial time in consciousness in that we can change our past. Now, it's a little tricky, but it's sort of happening organically. So, I love Kundalini yoga. So Kundalini yoga, whatever your practice is, you got to have a practice that really puts you through challenge mentally and physically so that you get good at being in awareness. This is what I'm like. This is how I handle energy that is a challenge. Over time, you start to heal and you start to get stronger, and things that used to challenge you physically, and especially Kundalini, it's not like a workout. It's just plain weird. It's like, okay, how long am I going to stay like this? The movement and also the intricacy of the vertebrae that are being compressed, the charge that's going through your spine, the Ida and Pingala, the way they work, the breath work, all of it is like this perfect little machine that delivers each of us on a little bit higher level. And when I say higher, what I really mean is through the Kundalini rising, we are able to harness more of the consciousness of who we are. And we become aware of that. And we also start to heal the subconscious, right? All those things that happened in your childhood that built your early adulthood start to come to the surface, but not like in therapy. It's more like energetically. And you see with much more compassion right now. I mean, the compassion from consciousness is off the charts. And what it's really helping humans do, and I'm in this right now, and I hope you are too, is it's showing our self-centeredness and our self-absorbedness to our detriment. And it's really with lovingness, like, okay, so it looked like you were doing a good thing, Mars. And I'm not saying that it wasn't good, But let's look at the energy and see how much of it there was needing approval and how much of it there had some agenda. That's human. It's okay. However, the more we can free ourselves up from that, the more we can come into spaces in harmony and neutrality and know that our love is unlimited, that we can give and give, because where we are going to generate love is not going to be from an outside source. Even though I love being loved by my husband, it is wonderful. I love my GDF family. However, that's sort of icing on the cake. It isn't the cake. The cake itself is this loving consciousness, this God energy that is me and is you. And really, truly, when I am loving you, I am loving me. And, and also to remember that in negative situations. I had this situation happen a couple weeks ago where I called an old friend and she very quickly wanted to manipulate me. And I could feel it happening. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to go there. No. And she really pressed me to go down a road and answer questions I didn't feel ready to, and I didn't feel compassion and kindness. I felt like this is how she is measuring me, sort of thing. And I knew I shouldn't do it, but I did it. I just gave in and just, okay, what do you want to know? And okay, here it is. And I felt awful afterwards. Not because I shared my truth, but because I was so willing to be manipulated and unloved. Okay. Now, here's the miracle now. Now we can hold situations like that. And, at first I got angry at her. It was like, ugh. But I very quickly saw that who I am, my energy, and her and our karma, I created it. I am so responsible. I cannot be responsible for her behavior. But I can, because of this consciousness upgrade, really see what part of that was me. And then be curious, compassionate, and loving, and see what could I learn from that. And really allow myself to acknowledge what has changed. So this is a big part of Uranus and Gemini, really showing you how our minds are so electric, and they connect to other minds in other circumstances, and they are quicker than ever showing you your shortcomings and your character defects. Not because the universe or your soul wants you to feel bad. It's because you are so primed. You are so ready to love you anyway. You are so ready to let those behaviors go. You are so ready to transcend the timeline that you've been in and go higher. This is an exciting time on Earth. And what we do right now with our prayers, our meditations, walking in nature, going to sound healings, all vibrational upgrades are working exponentially. So if you are feeling challenged with you, be kind, be curious, and know this may be the last time you have to look at it in that way. Certain character defects or shortcomings pretty much are going to be there your whole life because they are incarnated, right? Because the human consciousness is like that. So you don't have to take it so personally. But because you're aware, the universe loves you. It's like, oh, good, this little gal, she's going to be able to kind of move and transmute that energy. Yay! And that's really all it is. And I have to say, and I would get flashes of that conversations, right? I would get flashes of it and I would think, oh God, but I have this connection to this beneficial consciousness, and I have this true love for me that I realize it's okay. Take responsibility. It's hard for me to put into words. Please know, I don't think I'm responsible for everything everybody does, but when you're in my life, I have a say in it. And if I have attracted a certain kind of stimulation and dogma that I don't like, curiosity and compassion helps so much, so I can finally put it to rest. And this helps the whole world, because then I don't look at the world as this, so many of the population, right, look at the world and they think it's evil. There is some dark stuff going on. But you know what? The truth is, this earth, this humanity is more lit up than it ever has been. And as some of these power structures break, the way we have power, money, and control, it's breaking. It's not going to go on that way. And the quickest way for us all to get there and to be a part of this miraculous energy is by caring for ourselves through meditation and self-awareness. We can put our self-absorbed centeredness away. Self-aware is where we want to be, not absorbed in what can I get and what can I have. And we were taught to be that way. You know why? Because there's good money in it. The more you need that car and that thing and the more outside of you, right? Even food, all of it. But it's changing. So I'm going to call these talks Wisdom and Wonder, and we're going to have them. And I want you to talk back to me. What's going on? What do you need help with? We're going to be doing a sound healing on the new moon in Virgo. And this Virgo new moon is at 0 degrees. So it's going to be very much about protecting our strategy to our enlightenment. It really is going to be about using the right part of Virgo to have a strategy, to be consistent, to keep going, to manifest. The darker side of Virgo, we're going to work through in Virgo season. And that is, Virgo can be judgmental, have a need for being better. The characteristics that can be beautiful get tainted when they're out of balance, because Virgo is the south node right now. So we're going to also head into eclipse season. So I really encourage you to start off the eclipse season with my good friend Andrea and I. We will be doing a Cacao Ceremony and sound healing. The last one was magnificent. We do hands-on healing. You have personal tuning forks on you. You don't have to have all of that. You can say, no, I don't want any of that. But the whole experience was mind-blowing. And this energy going into the eclipse season, you want to be ready for it. So tune in to the next Wisdom and Wonder. I'm sure it'll be coming right up. And in the meantime, come see me for Kundalini Yoga. I teach on Saturday and Mondays at 9:30 a.m. And my name is Mahanraj Marcia. Satnam.